Okay, Year 11. So we're going to make a range of videos to help support you, and they're going to be really short videos in regards to the checklist you've been given for your mock exams. So the first short video we're going to talk about is medieval medicine. Now remember, for this medicine paper, we must have an understanding of how things changed over time. But for this part of the mock, you're going to need to know the cause of disease, methods of disease, in terms of prevention and treatment. So what I've done is we're going to do just a very quick, short activity. This is going to help you do aspects of your revision. So remember, cause of disease, we must remember what all of this means. So in terms of your cause, we will add this to the page. So cause is what causes. So what makes you sick? Okay. So we need to have an understanding over time about how that changed and why our understanding of what makes people sick changed throughout this course. You've then got treatment of disease. Now, treatment is if you've got the disease. Treatment is what makes you better. And again, that changed massively over time as science and technology developed. And prevention is what stops you from getting the illness. And again, that's changed massively in history based on people's understanding. So we're just going to go through a few basics and then we're going to then your idea is to match them up. So the first one is that in the medieval period, purging would be used to make the patient vomit or poo to balance their humours. So purging is a way to make you be sick or go to the toilet, and there were three types. The emetic, which made you vomit, the laxative, which made you go for a poo, and the clyster, the metal funnel that people would use and pour herbs down to purge the inside of the stomach. Remember, all of these things would be done through herbs, and there would be a range of mixture of herbs to help people purge. This would be a form of treatment. So as we go through, it's really important that we understand which one is which. So we've got that there. Okay, moving forward. Sins were blamed if you got sick. For example, in the Bible, it said people with leprosy had sinned. This is a perfect example of what causes disease because it talks about sinning being blamed. So if you lived a bad life, it said that you would get sick. Bloodletting was another method to balance the humours. Now, this was a really ineffective method to some extent because it was very dangerous. You would have to cut a vein, you would cup, or you would leech. Now, cutting a vein would be very dangerous, especially because it would be done by a barber surgeon more than likely. Cupping was when you basically placed a hot cup over a part of the skin which had a small cut on. And leeching was when you put up to 20 to 30 hungry leeches on your body to suck out the blood to balance your humours. That is a form of treatment. The Regimen Sanitatis. Now, the Regimen Sanitatis is a book that was used for prevention. And the Regimen Sanitatis was a list of rules to keep people healthy. For example, exercise for 30 minutes and stay away from barking dogs. So, actually, in some respects, some of it was really useful information, some of it was information because we didn't have that scientific understanding. The four humours were developed by Galen. If your humours became imbalanced, it would make you sick. Now, this is an idea of what caused disease, and it started, well, it was developed by Galen, started by Hippocrates. Remember, both of these people were dead in this time. It was their ideas that were pushed forward. People were encouraged to live a life which did not have any sin in it to stay healthy. This is prevention. Don't sin, and you will have a good life, and you won't get sick. Medics, such as physicians, barber surgeons, and apothecaries, were methods to support people, but they were ineffective. These were the treatment methods, which we'll talk about in other videos. Physicians, barber surgeons, and apothecaries, all methods to support sick patients, but not very good. Now, astrology was blamed as a reason for sickness. So, if the stars and planets aligned at certain times, people could get sick. And people believed that was one of the causes of the 1348 Black Death. Some people were told to carry around sweet smelling flowers, such as lavender, to ward off miasma. So, we've got two things here. Miasma was a cause of disease in people's minds, but carrying around sweet smelling flowers, such as lavender, was prevention. As I've just said, miasma, toxic air was blamed for illness. That's a cause. People were encouraged to eat well to ensure humors stayed balanced. For example, the blanc manger, which was chicken and almonds. So people were told to eat well, which was prevention. Now, a lot of people might think this is really good advice, but remember, in this time period, it was very much based on old folklore. There was no scientific proof at this point. And then bathing. So having a bath with herbs was another method to help patients who were sick. On extreme occasions, bathing with dead animals too. So this was a form of treatment, would also be a form of prevention possibly. One example would be people who were paralyzed would bath with a dead fox, hoping they would get the fox's quickness to help them walk again. That's all you need to know about cause, treatment, and prevention. There's a range of them there that you can use now moving forward to make comparisons into other time periods.